Hey everyone, I'm Tanya H. Franklin, and welcome to Tricks My Dog Taught Me, a podcast for lighthearted and occasional deep conversations with family and friends revolving around my journey as a dog mom to my little guy, Zach the Toy Poodle, which prompted me to self-publish my first book, Shit My Dog Taught Me, where I share some insights through poetry and weekly life lessons. So today I'm here for part 2 of my special birthday sit-down, pre-birthday sit-down with my best friend of over 40 years, Michelle Price. Her birthday be here in a few months, and she's going to be the big 5-0. So now, if you know Michelle, you know she's a woman on the move. But being busy, that doesn't mean that something has to give. And, usually it does sometimes. And I'm guessing with Michelle, it's her inbox or her cell phone. Michelle, I love you. But even prior to us sitting down to record, she confessed that she has over 300 unread text messages.
Yes.
How many right now?
320.
320 right now. So, and that's at any given time, not just for today. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any given.
Yeah.
Because, a lot of them are like marketing things.
Yeah.
But then there's a lot of group chats. So
Yeah.
It's just like...
Yeah. And I want to make it clear. She's not ignoring us. And I say
No.
this as her best friend. She's not ignoring us. But she even mentioned in part 1 of this episode, she's hitting her people meter. So that's probably her limit. You get a certain amount of messages for the day, and that's it. Maybe she'll get you next time around, right? So tomorrow, yes. So in my book, I have a haiku for week 25, and it's called Unchecked Messages. So we're going to start off with me sharing the poem with you, Michelle, and our pack of listeners. So it's relatively short as a haiku. Unchecked messages. Difficult to leave unsniffed. Each one seems urgent. That's it. If only all our messages were that short, right?
Yes,
but, today we're talking about, when we mention text messages, the digital scent and that feeling that every ping is a priority. And there's sometimes guilt. I'm not sure if there's guilt for you, but there's sometimes guilt that comes from that when we just can't sniff them all out. And so, Bestie, I want us to, dive in to this here. So it's like there's messages left everywhere. We try to sniff them out, see what's said. And there's one that's just left waiting. Like we said that last week with the unsniffed messages. So this one here, with the unchecked messages, I'm just wondering, how do you go about clearing out hundreds of messages? And we're just talking about text messages. We're not even talking about emails.
Yeah. Trying to designate time for it. And then Quinny did show me how I can go through and select all and mark them as read. But then I have to still go through each message to make sure I didn't miss something important in that, because since they're all in a cluster, I don't want to miss important things. So it's just finding time to do it.
Yeah.
And then once the number piles up, you're like, all right, I'm going to get to it. I'm going to get to it. I'm going to get to it. And the number just keeps climbing.
Yeah.
But I do have my, my little circles up top. So, like, my immediate family, of course, my boss, so that way I can see a little bubble if I get a message up there. So, and not saying that anyone else that's not in that club, in those bubbles, are not a priority, because they are. It's just that I'll be busy.
Yeah.
And then when I'm not busy, I'll be busy with my girls, my little pups. And they need their time.
Yeah. And it's, you bringing that up, and I will say, I'm happy to know that I'm one of the people who has one of those bubbles pinned at the top.
Yes.
But I have a confession to make.
What?
Don't get mad at me.
I won't what? I'm not a bubble.
You are a bubble.
Oh.
But this confession is that every once in a while, when I'm trying, and I'm just giving a little backstory here, I'm trying to get myself motivated to do something. Maybe it's run faster, or it's something in preparation for a Spartan race, or even like we were talking about, we're trying to scan to get into the door at the gym, and how quickly can you do that? That I don't have a sick, twisted mind. I want to be clear about that. But there's times when I think about, if someone were to abduct me, how quickly would I be able to get out of this? If I was in a serious situation and the person scrolled through my phone and landed on a person and they said,
oh my God,
they've got 24 hours to come save your life. I love you, bestie, but I would pray to God that they would not pick you, because I'd be like, she's gonna get back like 3 days later and I'm gonna be dead. They gonna be like,
I've been doing better. I usually get back to
you have been doing better. You have been doing better.
Like days.
Yes. But I was saying to Quinn, and I told her, I said, I love Michelle, but if my life were on the line.
Yeah, no, I hope they don't land on me.
And they went through the phone and they said, well, this is one of your top friends. We're gonna call them.
No, if they call.
If they call, you might answer.
I answer.
If they send a text,
yes, because you don't.
I'm out of luck.
You don't call me often. So I know if you call is important. So if they text me, I don't know. I don't know, Tanya.
Yeah. But I mean, I think there's one of these features. And this is when I got an upgrade to my phone, and I believe you had the upgrade before I did. I'm talking about the newest Apple phone. Maybe when this airs, it may no longer be the newest one, but we'll see. But where you can have it give you a summary of the messages.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yes. And this is not even just messages, but if you get notifications based on what may be happening on your social media feed, if that's something that you want to be notified about, or if there's an app or something like that, and maybe you get notified about the latest sales from a retail app that you utilize, it will basically collapse them. Well, you can collapse them, I should say, but it'll summarize it, and then you can collapse the messages so that you can see them all individually. But it will give you a summary of the messages.
I need you after this.
Yeah. I will show you.
That is cool.
And so you mentioned like how you want to spend a lot of time with your girls, and maybe you'll get around to checking the messages, and that, one of your guilty pleasures is just wanting to chill and watch movies and not be bothered. So
watch mindless.
Yes. So I'm wondering, because one thing I will say that you do that I don't do is you have multiple ways of being notified on your phone, which to me makes it even that much more interesting that you have 300 and something unread messages, because you'll have the ping, and then your phone will light up. Oftentimes, my phone is in do not disturb mode, but I'll still check the messages. It's just because the pings and everything. So I will put it on a setting where I'm not notified. There's even a feature where you can set it so that the phone will deem if it's important or not and notify you. Otherwise, it will be a silent notification. So I'm just wondering if you mastered, especially with you getting pings and this, and I thank you for putting your phone in do not disturb for the episode. Yes. But when you are in that do not disturb mode, have you mastered it? I'm not talking about the do not disturb mode on your phone, but you saying that I'm in that mode where you say, you know what, everything else can wait.
Well, most of the time I can't find my phone because I'm like, I am constantly looking for my phone. I'll go in the room and leave it. Or I may go put a load of laundry in and leave it on the dryer. So I'm always looking for my phone. That's one of the problems. And then when I finally get it, a lot of times Carly has this thing when we're sitting cuddling on the couch. If I pick up my phone, she like scratches at my hand. Like, no, put the phone down. And I'm like, okay. So most of the time it's because I can't find my phone at work. Someone's always bringing me my phone back. So I'll leave it. And then I have to carry 2 phones. So I won't even, yeah. The other phone is more up to date because I have this work phone. So I do check that one all the time. But that's probably why my personal phone is just a little malnourished and under cared for because I'm always checking the other phone.
I will say one of the things I try to do, like you mentioned, checking the phone and maybe even losing it and things like that, that might be the universe saying, you know what, we want to give you some time to yourself. I know something that I have gotten really good at, and I would say I've been doing it not quite a year yet, but close to a year, is and I actually cannot take credit for me generating this idea on my own. I learned it from listening to a Mel Robbins podcast episode. And then I heard it reaffirmed from Denzel Washington, a reel that I saw about not touching your phone for at least the first half hour to 60 minutes upon waking up. And because it can set the tone for the day. And while that should be that time when you're in do not disturb mode, as soon as you pick up your phone, as soon as you're looking at notifications, even if it's messages that you leave unread, that more times than not, it's that one message you choose to read that might cause you to spiral, or might cause you to get upset for the rest of the day, or at least the rest of the morning. And you're saying to yourself, why did I pick up my phone and read that? Of course, the one message I read is the one that's bothering me. And so I find that at least if I am consistent with that, and I would say more times than not, I would say I'm consistent with that. I would say a solid 95% of the time. There's that 5%. Yeah. I mean, I will say I'm consistent with it to the point where I don't even use my phone when I'm driving to the gym. So I drive in silence.
No, now see, that's discipline because you are an E-type personality. You are so disciplined. Now, with me, I did try that where, all right, I don't want it to be the first thing I do. But when I wake up, I'm always waking up. Like, I push it. I hit the snooze button a few times. So first thing I got to look at is my calendar. How do I need to dress? Do I have meetings? Do I need to wear a suit today? Or can I be a little lax? So my first thing is looking at the calendar. Then I go to my emails. And so that's like first thing I do after prayer is grab this phone and check my day.
I'm wondering, why aren't you checking your day the day before?
I don't know, because it's.
I know we are yin and yang,
Carlton,
but you know, I check out. Yes,
before, but it depends on how I feel. That's how I dress.
You know what? And that's where we differ, and that's great that we don't have to be the same in that way. But I have my idea of what I'm going to be wearing for the week, and then what I do is I have 2 alternates. So, and I look at the weather. I have 2 alternates because, as you said, sometimes it is how you're feeling, and it's not always about what do I have to do today. How do I want to feel today with what I'm wearing?
So once I get my dream closet, I can do that.
Yeah,
but I don't know. It's really like I'll lay out. I've done it, and Carlson's actually laid out my clothes for me because he's like, in the morning it's a frenzy, and I'm just like, no, this doesn't look right, and it's like but I don't know. I feel like that is like my organized chaos. It's like it just gets me pumping. I don't know why. Some people just thrive in chaos. So, and I do come out looking, it's stressful, but I come out looking nice.
Yeah, with 320 unread messages. Like, listen, because I had to get myself together.
My morning starts off so chaotic, and then work is all crazy. So I am done. Like, social media, I'm barely on there.
Yeah.
So as you see, I don't get to check the reels you send me. And I'm like, and then when I do get on there, I'll send you stuff. And then I'm like, all right, I've been doing it with everybody. Where they're like, oh, she ain't read my reels, but I'm sending her all of she's sending me stuff. But I'm like, but I'm not on there often. So I'm like, all right, I gotta get caught up.
It's a different type of message that we're talking about text, but yeah, when we talk about those type of messages where someone's like, "Oh, this is funny. She's going to enjoy this," and that's me. I'm like, "Oh, she's going to get a kick out of this one," or "Oh, we were just talking about this the other day," and the other day wound up being like 2 weeks ago because that's when you see it.
I know. I'm trying to get better. My mom used to call me and be like, "Did you see the reel I sent you?" She would make me watch it while she's on the phone with me. And I'm like, "Yeah, mom, that's funny," or "So that's not that funny." So yeah, I am. She would corner me, but I know I'm gonna get better though with that.
And you just even bringing that up, I think that that's something that people do. They resist, I will say, what your mom did. And I will say I resisted myself as well, which is I sent you something. I don't hear from you. Most people resist taking the extra step because, like we were talking about in part 1 of this episode with sniffing out messages, the message that may be received from some people is, "Oh, she don't even want to be bothered." Okay. She didn't even look at my reel that I sent her. Oh, I done sent her 5 and, she didn't even look at any of them. But then she sent me one and I comment, liked, and all this stuff on there. And so I'm saying that your mom, she took the extra step and was like, "You go and watch it." And she calls you like, "Hey, did you?"
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people are not going to call. And we're talking about reels, but I think in life, sometimes if people's messages go unread, they may not know what's going on the other side, and they interpret that and say, "Oh, I guess that they didn't want to talk to me." And so I will say I've gotten better at people who I really, really am like, "Well, what's going on?" So we, like with you specifically, we're joking about this, but I think we've both gotten better in terms of you saying, "Okay, I'm going to try to be more mindful and respond a little faster," which you have been doing, and I acknowledge
Thank
that.
you.
And me, I feel like I've gotten better at saying, "Okay, she hasn't responded yet. Let me be patient." Because, and when I say patient, I'm not one of those people who's like, "All right, 5 minutes have gone by." I mean, like, I'm like a 48-hour person. I'm like, "All right, I give you 48
I've
hours."
been getting back to you within 48 hours.
Well, that's
I
my
can get back to
point.
that
That's
step.
my point is that, I give you there once was a time when that was not right. Right. But because you want to know one of the reasons I use the 48 hours is because of the TV series, the first 48.
First 48.
I'm like, I want somebody to come looking for me because they gonna be like, "Tanya always responds." Wait a minute, we didn't hear from her. How much time is it? Something's wrong. So you don't want people to be like, "Well, man, please, Michelle, she take forever to respond. She good, and you up in the basement. Hope somebody comes. Good."
But that's just the thing. See how people know how you already
Yeah.
know, like you would respond immediately.
Mhm.
I am blessed that most of my close family and friends, they know me too. So it's just like they don't get offended. Like I have my other friend to be like, "I know you saw my message." And I'm like, "No, I didn't. Let me go back and read it." But they know who I am. And I've been consistent. I guess it's not a great consistency, but I've been consistent with who I am. I am all over the place, and I don't be bogged down to my phone. So a lot of times it's like all over the place. And it's like, so that's the one thing is you can't say, because how, like, I know with my kids, when I text them, and I'm like, "You didn't get back to me." Your phone is always in your hand. They know with me, my phone is not always in my hand. So if I miss a message, but when you know someone that always has their phone with them, that's when it's like, "Hey, come on, you had to see my message." So,
I mean, I have my phone with me, but like I said before, oftentimes it's in a mode where I don't necessarily get the messages. And when I say get the messages, I mean I'm not getting a ping notification about it. So, of course, if I'm teaching, if I'm at the gym, or if I'm doing something where I want the person to have my undivided attention, like even in a restaurant or us talking, and it doesn't have to be a podcast setting, but just us hanging out, I rarely will check messages because if someone is in front of me, then I want to make sure that I'm fully present with them. So then there's times where,
Mm-hmm.
I won't necessarily check a message at that point. But you're right, because I know people who, and that's the thing that always just has me pausing as I'm doing right now, where they will say, "Oh, I'm just so busy. Oh, I didn't get around to checking a message." Yet I see them always on their phone. Or when they're with me, and they are not giving me their undivided attention, yet they're texting whoever or sending something to whoever. And I don't necessarily say anything. I mean, everyone's different. I have come to have certain expectations from different people, like you were saying. But at the same time, I will say that sometimes my feelings are hurt, not from you necessarily. I mean, initially I will say that I would be like, "Oh, I don't think Michelle wants to be bothered." But as I said, in coming to know
And we
how
had those whole
you,
conversations. I was
yes,
like, girl, I love you. Like, cut
yeah,
that out. That's not the case. But I do go by that too. I don't want to be on my phone when I'm with somebody.
yeah,
Like, I just, no, I'm not, I didn't come out, I didn't get dressed up to come out and be on Instagram. Like, I want to be in the moment.
yes,
Yeah, we could pull it out to take pictures and things like that. But no, I try not to be in my phone, unless like I have my kids and then the fiance that can get through. But other than that, like, no, leave me alone.
leave me
I'm
alone.
busy right now.
And I mean, and we kind of, talked about this, about people accepting that they may not have full access to you. And I think that's part of it too, is we're in a day where so many people have access to us, and perhaps some people don't need that access. So then they're putting so many messages upon us that it becomes difficult to function if we're constantly responding.
Yes.
Especially, like I said, if there's people who have access to us that perhaps they ought not to, or at least there should be some restrictions.
Yeah.
I mean, I mentioned this previously with my students, that my students are going to have access to me as their professor, and that involves business hours. So,
Boundaries.
yes, boundaries. So you are welcome to email me Saturday at 3 a.m., yet you will not get a response until normal business hours. And I know that not all of my colleagues operate that way, but then I see oftentimes many of them are stressed, or they are complaining or grumbling about all of the messages that they're receiving, or having difficulties in either responding. And so that's just messages from students. So I'm thinking about just in life, especially in your profession, that all of the messages that you're getting, whether they're in electronic form or a message that's being verbalized, or even just body language messages, that's a lot.
Yeah.
And to be able to process all of that, I think that we have to take a step back sometimes and say, you know what? Smart, and I was having this conversation with my students about smart technology. Smart technology, it has its benefits, but at the same time, I think one of the drawbacks is that everybody thinks everyone is accessible at all times. And I sent you a message, and why haven't you responded like 5 minutes later?
Well, they know not to say that to me.
Well, they're not going to tell you the 5 minutes part, but they may say, why didn't you respond?
I don't get that.
Yeah.
And only like maybe during work hours, because even with my boss, he cracks up because he will message me 9 o'clock at night. My fiance knows my boss very well. So, and I'm just like, work-life balance is usually my response to him. If it's not a dire, like something, because it's like he's a idea person. He's like, he wants to save the world, put everybody on his back and save everybody. So he'll be like, oh, we need to do this. Da, 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 da. So I'm like, work-life balance, talk to you about it tomorrow. He'd be like, okay.
Good for you.
So I'm learning, because before I used to be like, all right, let me da, 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 da. No. No, it's time, like, because we are constantly, and I'm trying to teach him, and even I talk to his wife, and I'm like, get him off that computer. He needs to get off, because he works nonstop.
Mhm.
So I was like, no, tell him to get, I'll text his wife, like, tell him to get off that computer.
Yeah.
We can work on this tomorrow.
Yeah.
So it's like you do have to, and that's something I need him to listen to, because he gives so much access of himself, helping everybody. His assistant is, it drives her crazy because he will fit in other meetings to try to help somebody. And I'm like, no. So I'm learning from him, like, no, that's not what I'm going to do.
Mhm.
So I haven't, and I'm trying to teach him that as
Yeah.
well. So like, no.
That's good. That's good because I think that, like I said, it's not just the written message, but it's the message through our actions. And if you responded and said, sure, I'll handle that. Sure, I'll do that. The message you're sending is, I am accessible at all times. Whatever you need, I'm there. Because, how many times, and I mean, I think not even just in a business setting, but I think in everyday life, if we send a certain message to someone through our actions and they're like, well, I don't know why you're getting upset. You used to let me do that all the time before.
True. Yep.
And you're like
You're
thinking
like,
like, whoa, wait a minute. It's like if you tell them, no, I can't do this. Well, why not? You did it like before.
Yep.
You set the precedent. You sent the message to them that whatever it is,
You're available.
you're available.
Mhm.
I'm accessible.
That's
Whatever
true.
you want. Right. And I'm not saying this to say no to people and things like that at all times. I'm not saying that. But what I mean is there needs to be barriers. There needs to be a way of saying, you know what? In order to preserve my peace,
Yes.
my sanity, in order for me to be, and one of the things I always tell people is if I do commit to something, I want to do the best job at it, as possible. And in order to do that, I need to make sure I have the time, and I need to make sure that my mindset is there to do it as well. And if I'm totally accessible to all people all the time, something's going to give. It's like the inbox that has, I'm going to keep messing with you, 320 messages. Now, I'm saying inbox, but I don't even want to know what your inbox has in there. Your inbox, I'm sure, the 320 texts, that's just a drop in the bucket. I'm sure you probably got close to 1,000. I'm not even exaggerating. You know I'm right.
In my
in your email.
Yeah, not my work email, but but my personal email is a lot because I'm a shopper, so I get a lot of sales, marketing stuff. So it's mostly that.
Yeah.
And I do love, I still have my old Hotmail, how it sections it off, like your shopping and like what's important, what's not. So yeah, I do have a lot of emails.
Yeah. Yeah. And I do have a lot of emails, but not as many as the average person. I think my issue is that when I see them stacking up, it just drives me nuts. So I automatically go in and start filtering. I filter like daily. When I say daily, I don't mean on a daily basis, day by day. I mean, like I'll do in the morning, I'll filter through, start going through them in the afternoon, and then in the early evening, just because I don't like them stacking up. And there's times when I will block time. Sometimes when I'm on the treadmill, usually that's my time to just scroll on social media because I try to tie it to something where I'm being productive. But every once in a while, I'm like, I'm going to use this time to go through my emails. And so I'll go through my junk mail folders, like you said about receiving spam, and I'll unsubscribe. And just that will be my time on the treadmill, just unsubscribing. So then perhaps I won't get as many messages. So I use that because I think it's a good analogy also for when we interact with people. Sometimes we have to unsubscribe to people. I mean, I make a face because we may not want to, like you mentioned, different sales and deals. And you might say, oh, I really love that store. But it's putting me in debt.
Yeah, like let me stop.
Let me stop.
But see, the thing is, now I like the way you are doing two things at once to be productive. But I wear glasses,
Yeah.
so I'm like, I have over 14,000 emails. So that's so.
I like how you held back at first, like I don't want to say the number.
It's like, how do you get, just getting through there? Like, I actually have to take like a Sunday.
So you're like an email hoarder.
And it's so funny. I was trying to clear them out recently. It was like 30,000, and you get this no room. So I did something and mistakenly selected everything and deleted it.
Well, at least that goes to trash it first, and then you got to
Yes.
delete it. You got a
So-
time frame to delete it a second time.
Exactly. So I was going, and then it's like me just being that person. I'm like going through the trash part to see if I missed anything. And after a while, I was like, you know what? If I didn't open it all of this time, just forget it. I had to let that go. Because at first I was like, oh my gosh, I'm in there like trying to grab things. And I'm like, if I didn't take it out and put it into a folder, it probably wasn't important anyway. So I just let that go. But now I'm back up to like, a lot of.
And so I think that that's something you mentioned is important, is if you didn't open it for a while, maybe it wasn't important. But something I mentioned in the haiku is that each message seems urgent. So you even admitted in the episode week 4 how you missed out on getting free tickets to something and major events because you took too long to get back to people. I mean, there's been times when, you didn't get back to me, like when I was supposed to meet you at the gym and I was like, hey, I'm going to be there. And you're like, I'm just seeing your message. So I'm wondering, how do you handle the anxiety of knowing that you might be missing something important while still trying to protect your peace?
Am I handling it? I don't think I'm handling it because I'm always anxious. It's because it's not intentional. None of it is intentional. So of course I get upset if I miss something and I'm like, gosh, dang it, I could have went to this. But then I told you I'm forgetful. I forget. And I'm just like, but not saying that that you're not important. It's just that I can't beat myself up by so much, because I'm like, all right. But I am actually trying to be more mindful. If you haven't noticed, and I do be checking my messages now, usually at work, I don't have much time to do that. But after work hours, I do try to check them when I get in, when I first sit in and decompress. Let me just look through and see what's going on for the day, get caught up. So I do try to do that. So at least you'll hear from me, like either if it's not that day, by the next day.
Yeah.
So I've been getting better. So I'm more intentional with it.
Yeah, and that's good. I mean, I think, something that's tricky, I think, is that with emails, depending on what type of email it is or what platform a person's using, you can indicate, especially like with Outlook, if it's important, high importance. Some people make everything high importance when it's not.
Yes.
But I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think there's a feature when sending a text message to indicate if it's high importance. You can, so for example, I know when I'm in do not disturb mode, or sometimes Sean is in do not disturb mode, like it'll automatically go in that mode when he's on the train. Because I guess it's thinking he's driving. And so his phone automatically goes in do not disturb, but it thinks he's driving. And so when I'm sending a message, it'll say, do you want to notify this person anyway? Right? But even still, it doesn't make a distinction between it being a message of high importance or one that's just a, hey girl, what's going on? Like, does it? I don't think so.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
But I know you can press and hold it and make some of them be like a slam or like a right. If you press and hold that send button, so it's different ones you can do where it can slam down.
But the person has to open it though, right? They still got to open it.
There's nothing that says it's urgent.
Yeah. So I guess the urgent is that's when you pick up the phone and call. But and I'm sure, and I should have done this prior to the episode, but I'm sure that there is some statistical information out there that says how many people prefer texting to calling and how many people are willing to do a follow-up call if they send a text and don't hear from a person.
It's so different now.
Yeah.
Because I hear most of the time people, when you call people now, I don't know if it's something with the pandemic, but they feel like that's an intrusion of privacy. It's like, don't text me. Don't call me. What are you calling me for? It's just like,
Yeah.
So especially FaceTime. Don't FaceTime me without texting first, like, hey, can I FaceTime you?
Yeah.
So it's like it's a what do you call it? It's not procedure, what's the word? It's
protocol?
Protocol.
Yeah.
Of how you text and communicate with people. So I don't know. I think most people prefer text.
Yeah.
Now with me, I prefer if you could text me. If you don't hear from me and it's something you need right away, call me. Because I answer.
Yeah.
If I'm not in a meeting, I'm gonna answer. So that's the best way to get me is if you need a immediate answer, text me first so that way I can know what it is, and then just call me real quick.
And you're not gonna know what it is because you ain't gonna see that message.
I don't want to talk on the phone all the time. I don't like to be on the phone long.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, let's get to the point. What is going on? Okay.
Yeah.
See ya. Love you. Bye.
Yeah. I think, like when you said that most people, it's a protocol, I think part of the issue is the phrase, and I feel like it's become cliche at this point, is people saying, I'm just so busy. Because that's like the going phrase with so many people. And I'm not trying to minimize it and say that people aren't busy. But I think if we all took time to really look at what's going on in our days, some of us might come to the realization we're not as busy. We may be busy, but we're not as busy as we claim to be. But I'm bringing this up because I think when people say I'm just so busy, send me a text because I don't have time to talk to you because I have to do all of these. I'm looking at your facial expression, but and even though they don't verbalize it, to me, that's the message. I don't have time to talk to you. Just send me a message. It's easier for me to get back to you when I have time as opposed to talking to you on the phone. And I mean, I'm not saying that's the case with everybody. I will say for me, I like talking on the phone, and I will admit that I am one of those people who I will say I prefer to be contacted in the way that I contacted you. Meaning that if I initiate a text message, then I would expect that you're going to text me back, not call me back without saying, hey, can I call you? I do that.
I can do that if I need to call you.
Yeah. No, what I mean by that is like there's times when I'll send someone a message and it's in between. And that's one of the things I had to start doing is I have to preface where I am.
Oh, yeah.
Because if I'm in between classes and I was thinking about someone, or maybe they sent me a message and I was in class. And so I send the message back and I'm like, in between classes now, just wanted to let you know I got your message. Or I was thinking about you. I hope you have a great day. And then if the person turns around and calls me, when I'm in between classes, I get 10 minutes and then I'm off to the next class. And then if they're calling me, well, that's a problem. So if they text me and they're like, hey, I actually wanted to call you real quick, or I wanted to FaceTime you, then I can tell them, oh, yeah, this is perfect time. And so it's not a matter of me sending the message that I don't want to talk to anybody, but I want to make sure that I have time to actually engage in a full conversation with you. And I don't want to send the message that I'm not here for you.
So I think with me, because when you said about the busyness, my face was, well, if I'm busy, I'd rather be talking on the phone than texting. If I'm busy doing something else, I can just be on the phone. We grew up in a time where you put the phone on your ear.
You're like, I know what you mean.
We know how to do that. Now, the younger folks don't know how to do that.
Yeah, I think that's part of the issue.
So that's the issue. And then we don't even have to do that because you can put it on speaker. But sometimes if it's, you don't want whoever to hear, you may still be able to do this. They don't have to do that. So I don't know with that. But it is this thing where everyone is busy all the time. And I think they are busy in their own, because it could be, some people be on social media and they are busy because that's what they want to do. So it's their prerogative. So I don't know. It's weird, but everybody's busy.
And I think that's the thing for me. And perhaps it could be interpreted as me being on my high horse, so to speak. But when I think of busy, I associate it with productivity. And that's not always the case. So that when someone tells me they're busy, yet I am like, man, they're posting all these things that are whatever, or they're sending me, they send them. And when I say whatever, I mean, they're sending me tons of reels. Or I'm like, well, wait a minute. They said they were busy.
They busy on social media. That's work.
And so, and I mean, hey, you're absolutely right. That's what busy is for them, right? And so I had to remind myself that busy looks different for different people.
Like, nah, I don't want to talk to you.
Exactly. Like, I would rather somebody tell me that. I mean, in a nice way. No, I mean, I don't know. Like, if they were to say, like, if they conveyed, I would prefer someone convey the message to me that I'm just not in the mood to talk, or even if they said, well, I really don't really have anything to say to you right now. It's nothing
That's
personal.
gonna hurt your feelings.
It would. I mean, I'm not going to act like it wouldn't hurt my
So I'm
feelings.
busy seemed like it would be easier.
You know, if it. Here's my thing. Like when we're talking about unchecked messages. I think sometimes it's not even an unchecked message. It's a misinterpreted message, and it for me, I don't want the message to be one that I'm a liar. And what I mean by that is I would prefer someone tell me the truth and my feelings be hurt than someone try to protect my feelings and tell me a flat out lie, because then that would hurt me even more if I find out that it's a lie after the fact.
Wait, even with I'm busy, like
Yeah.
that
Like if no, like
they
so
may
for
be thinking they're busy if they on social media.
well, that's possible, but what I mean,
Or they be researching.
yeah,
or
that's
trying to get their
possible.
followers
But
up,
that's
so-
possible. But to talk about the premise of me just even starting this podcast to have conversations with family and friends, there are some people who I was just so excited to have on here and to sit down and talk with them. And there were some people who just flat out said to me, you know what, it's just not my thing, and I just would be too nervous. I love that.
Yeah, that's honest.
I feel like that's honest.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Yeah.
Was I disappointed? Like, oh man, I was really hoping to talk with them. Yeah. But guess what? I respect
Yeah, some
them,
people are not
and
welcome.
they told me. I mean, please, even my own husband was like, that's not my thing.
Yeah,
He's not gonna do it.
You already
Okay,
know. No.
I respect that.
Yeah.
But if he told me, man, I'm just too busy, I'd be like, liar. No, I
Well,
wouldn't
you
say
know
it.
what
But
he's doing.
yeah, I know what you're doing. So there's some people who are like, hi, I'm just too busy. I would rather you tell me you don't want, like, even if you said, even if you're not a shy person, but you just said, that's just not my thing, then I would say, okay. Would I possibly be disappointed? Yeah, if it's someone, because anyone I ask, these are all people who I'm like really excited about, and I would be okay with that. But my point just is that with the message part, I would prefer, I mean, sometimes people, they say what they say for various reasons, but I don't want to be on the receiving end of someone feeling that they have to lie to me. And that's the message, that they don't feel comfortable enough to tell me how they really feel.
Yeah, I feel as if even with that situation, to say I'm busy is leaving it open-ended, because it's like, all right, I'm busy now, but you may not be busy later. I would rather them say, that's not my thing, I'm nervous or something.
Yeah.
Just to close it off.
Exactly.
Because like, you're kind of
because there's some people who I had, like, what we are in, week 25. There are 52 weeks. There are some people who I asked, and I asked them before I even got started, and they told me they're too busy for all 52 weeks. And I just said,
I don't want to do it.
Exactly. And I said, that's what I said. So the message is, I don't want to do it.
Yeah, just say, I don't want to do it.
And I'm okay with that. But I would prefer you tell me I don't want to do it, But I mean, I think that the idea is that for me, I don't want to put anyone, the message I'm conveying is I don't want to put anyone in a position where they feel awkward, where they feel the need to lie to me. I mean, perhaps they are telling the truth and they're just so super busy, but I think and I know that that's not true, that most people, they make time for what they really want to make time for. I mean, like, you're making time. We're doing a part 2. You're making time, and I know you're busy.
With a hangover.
Yeah.
So, and you can tell when I'm not busy because I respond immediately.
Yes.
You're like, okay with that immediate.
And so you mentioned that sometimes, you shut down or you don't communicate as you should, and that you might prefer the company of your fur babies, Carly and Nellie. What do you think it feels like, safer for you? I mean, in terms of sniffing out a message from a fur baby or from a person, like when you're trying to read what's going on with them, because they have messages too for us, or when you're trying to get a message from a person, kind of like what I was saying, that when someone's sending me a message and I'm trying to interpret that and say, okay, they're telling me one thing, but I actually think it's something else.
I guess I'm at the phase now where I have more patience for my fur babies than people.
Yeah.
Because it's like we are able to communicate. So just communicate with me. Just let me know what it is. I don't want to decipher what's going on, like, because I'm just, no, like, I'm past that, where you're like, did they really mean this, or what they, I can't think about that stuff. But with my fur babies, I'm just intrigued, like, what's wrong? Like, I'm going to spend more time. That's my preferred. And I know
And it's all in the eyes with them. They give you those eyes.
Yes.
And you know.
Like, I need to go outside now.
Yeah, like even when you said like Carly patting your arm, or Nellie like, listen, get off your phone.
Get off the phone, Mom. It's my phone. I've been waiting all day for you. You're like the most important thing in my life, and I deserve your time. So yeah, they're going to get my time.
But and you said like in people, but I mean, you mentioned your fiance. I think sometimes what happens, even I think with us, that when someone is in your life for a long duration of time, you expect them to pick up on the messages. Are you guilty of that, where you're like, how did he not know that I said this, even though you never verbalized it? So I mean, because I will say, I mean, I've been with Sean for like 26 years. I mean, we've been married for about 15, and there still are times when I'm in my head like, you know, the message was not sent verbally, but I feel like telepathically he should know.
No. I don't feel as if I don't.
I mean, when I say I feel he should know, I know that he doesn't, but I'm still like, why didn't he do this?
So, and I'm like, when I was talking about the messages, sometimes his messages or his calls go unanswered, and he's like, I'm like, I don't like to be on the phone. I don't like this. He's like, all right, I'm gonna just cut your phone off. I'm breaking it because he pays my phone bill, so he knows how to get a reaction out of me. But I don't expect him to know these things. But he's learned me. He knows at work I'm busy. But yeah, he'll call me, and I'm like, or even when I'm home, cameras. So he may call my phone, and I'm looking at a Tubi movie, and he's like, on the camera, I see you sitting there, answer the phone. I just want to know what you want for dinner. So we know how to and we laugh about it, but he knows me, so he's like, answer your phone. So yeah, and I don't expect him to interpret what I need or what it like. Because we can't do that, and I hope he doesn't expect me to do that either. Uncle Tyrone always told me, make sure you're good, because no one is going to wake up in the morning and be like, what can I do today to make Michelle's life good? What can I do? How can I help her? No, that's for you to do. That's your job.
Yes.
To make sure you're good every day. And any bonus you get, that's just extra. That's great. So
yeah, and I mean, I will say, I said jokingly about the telepathically sending messages, but I will say that that's one of the things I think that's helped us with longevity within our relationship, like me and Sean, and even you and I as friends, that we communicate that and we do for ourselves first. And if there is something that we want to share, and make sure the other person knows that we convey that. And I won't say that I convey it always 100%. There are times when I might sit on something and I'm processing it, or I'm ruminating about something, and then I'm like, okay, I think it's time
to just say it.
Then I'll yeah. What? I didn't know you felt that way.
No, that's not my intention. Like, ever.
Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking about when you said that, like when we went to see Missy Elliott and everyone, and I'm waiting, and you're like, I don't want you to think I'm disrespecting your time.
I was rushing, yes. So even today, like for the recording, Carlson's like, what are you doing? You know we got to be there by 12. Like, he knows how you are with your time. And he's like, you got to do that later. Come on, we got to go. So she even has, my fiance knows how her ways are. He's like, no, we got to be there by 12. So it was my fault, really, because he's like, come on, what are you doing?
Message received. And I mean, I think that goes to the message has been received, So yeah, so as you turn 50, I'm wondering, how are you balancing the need to leave a message, for your loved ones, or people who may be an integral part of your life, and not just to leave a message for them, but to also keep something for yourself where you're not just sending out a bunch of messages.
Just spending time.
Yeah.
Like, just, spending time with them, letting them know I love them. I'm proud of them. Just being a cheerleader. I'm like, I think inside I'm a cheerleader. Even though I have no rhythm, I was only cheerleader for 1 year in high school because I have no rhythm, but I'm always going to cheer my people up. Always. That's who I am. So that's my message, is that I'm rooting for you at all times. So, and I'm going to be hard on you when you're not what you are, like when you're not living in where you should be. Or where God intended you to be, or, whatever is going on. I'm always going to cheer you up. So that's my message to them. But also I got to put it into me. Like, I got to be my own cheerleader sometimes, because sometimes I need it. I really do. I look at myself and I don't see what other people see. So I got to cheer myself up. Like, girl, you can do this. High five. You got it. Like, I know you're tired, but you got this.
I'm just wondering, like you said, you don't see what other people see. What is it that other people see that you don't think is there?
People think I have it all together.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? I feel like it's like Redland is busting at the seams. Like, they think that, because I have a great career. I love what I do. My kids are, amazing. Good characters, and they're like, look at you 2 for 2 with your boys. God, thank you, God. That's I give all the glory to God. But it's not like I have moments like it's me, because once all those things are outside things. It's like me, how I feel about me. And sometimes I'll be rough on myself. I feel as if I'm not living up to where I need to be. So, or not, just dealing with, like, people deal with, like, depression and things like that. And I know I've dealt with depression for years, since 21? So it comes and goes. So I have my moments where I'm like, everybody keeps telling me I'm this, I'm fabulous, I'm this, I'm that, but I don't feel it. So I have to fake it till I make it some days. So I still deal with that. My bouts with depression is real. And I got to make sure I be my own cheerleader. Even when I don't have, like, I have one pom-pom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, come on, girl, you got this.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean, I think that something to acknowledge is that the message that you're putting out there, not even just with the people you encounter, but within the universe, is clearly that, not that, hey, I got everything together and nothing is falling to the wayside, but you're putting a message out there that, you know what, I'm someone who's going to strive, and I'm someone who's going to work hard, and I'm someone who is going to put forth my best effort in everything that I do. And I think that that's something that you certainly want to acknowledge, because you are planting seeds in other people. There's someone who is watching you, and there's someone who may be listening to this episode right now who may be a direct friend or family member of yours, or may not even know you at all, but they're like, wow, that's my journey too. I'm not the only one who feels that way. Message received. I'm going to keep working hard too. I'm going to get my pom-pom. We going to both shake them together. All right. And so I think that's something to acknowledge, because I feel that way myself sometimes. And I think a lot of times people may not even get that from me, because I'm always just keep striving and just keep going. Or in my head, share to myself, oh, I'm not happy with this, or how come I'm not doing this or that, but I won't necessarily convey it to other people, because it's what we put out there, the messages that we're dropping off, they come back to us. It's like, it makes me, as I said that, it makes me think about the idea. I'm not sure if this is ever, I'm sure it has at some point in your life, where you've gotten something in the mail that said return to sender. You've never gotten anything that says return to sender? And so the idea of return to sender, for a couple of reasons. One is because you didn't have proper postage. 2 is because the person you tried to mail it to, perhaps they don't live at that address anymore, and so it's being sent back to you. And so this idea,
I put that on some mail before.
yeah,
That
that's,
came to
well,
my
there
house.
you go.
But return to sender. I didn't get it
Yes.
though, but I
Well,
did
you
put it
didn't
on
have to
there.
get it, but the idea, and
Yeah.
I've done this before.
Yeah.
I've gotten something returned to sender years ago, but recently, more times than not, it's me writing on there return to sender.
Yes.
And I'm using that as an analogy of when this person gets it back. Yeah, they may be like, oh man, they don't live there anymore or whatever. But at the same time, they're getting back something that they put out there. So you're getting back something that you're putting out there. So even though you may not necessarily see it, clearly other people do because it's coming back to you. Otherwise, it wouldn't come back to you.
And you know what I just thought about as we were just talking? It's so funny how we have two pom-poms for everybody else. But for ourselves, a lot of times it's just the one. We like just trying to. And then I'm like, I wonder what that's about. That's something that I'm like, I need to just think about and sit with for a minute. Like, why is it we can have two pom-poms and be like, yes, go, you know, for
Why can't you have two for yourself?
I know. That's what I'm like. I gotta figure out why I only have one pom-pom for myself.
Yeah.
So,
I thought you need the other hand to do some.
Maybe it's like looking at doing the selfie.
Yes.
Pom-pom. That's what I'm a think it is, but I'm like, wait, what is that about? But I really feel that way. Like, you know, I'm trying to coach myself up. And I got one pom-pom.
Yeah. So, I mean, we talked about, showing up for ourselves, like you mentioned with the pom-pom. And so I'm just wondering, does an unread message ever feel like a way to believe someone's energy before you even reply? Meaning that, like, you got the energy from the message that someone's sending you, and it's already out there in the universe for you to receive it. Do you believe when messages come to you from other people? Like, I know sometimes for me, I think about when I was younger, the messages that I would receive from people. And even though I thought they were unread, like how like we were talking about in the previous episode, the part 1, about if we care about what people think and stuff like that. And I would say to myself, oh, this is unread, to use the analogy. But I really did care about what people were saying. And I didn't think about it until those were the messages that would replay in my head as I was doing different things. Kind of like you were saying how, oh, well, I don't see what other people see. Maybe there's some messages that you thought were unread from when you were younger, and now they're coming up. Like, so there are times when people who were supposed to, I'm saying supposed to, but based on what most people would say, that they were supposed to care, certain family members who maybe, and I'm not going to say they don't care, but they didn't convey it that way, or they may have name called or said things that made me feel bad. And yes, I might have said, oh, I'm not going to listen to that. I'm going to just press forward. But then as I go through life, what I thought were unread messages, they really weren't, because I see them coming up in certain things I do in life. And I had to learn to, wait a minute, I need to first go back to what I thought was an unread message, check that, realize, you know what, and then move forward rather than not acknowledge it at all.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true. So,
I mean, I think that for me, when I think about how many people put so much energy into them, like when you think about someone who is, we talk about scrolling, but trolling.
Oh, God.
When they, and I mean, it doesn't even have to be just on social media, but you do something great, what you believe is great, and they're right there on your heels to drop a message. It wasn't that good. I don't know what you're thinking.
But then I always say that's a reflection of themselves.
Yeah.
Because if you can't send something kind to someone, then you are like hurting internally. So that stuff, you should be guarding that like, nah, that's not me. That's not intended for me. Because most of the time when someone goes out their way to say something negative, because, you know, back in the day, the saying, you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. That still is relevant to this day. And people love to say negative things. And it's is a reflection of themselves, so that doesn't get to me.
That's good. I'm glad. I will say I've gotten better at it not getting to me. And even if someone does say something, I mean, I've been lucky, and I probably just jinxed myself by saying I've been lucky to where it's been some time since someone has said something directly. Yes.
Don't say it.
But I'm just wondering for you, like you mentioned, not letting that get to you. But if you could leave one urgent message for your younger self about where you're going to be headed in the next 50 years, what would that be? If 50 is too much, we could say the next 5.
To my younger self. When I think about my younger self, it gets me emotional. Like you said, it's such a challenging childhood. I was just telling my younger self to believe in yourself. God got you, so you're going to get where you need to be. But just continue to believe in yourself and to love yourself. Because that was rough. My younger childhood. And as I say it, I can picture the young Michelle and all the things she went through, and how hard life was for her. But just continue to believe in yourself, or learn to believe in yourself, because I didn't when I was younger, and learn to love yourself. So, what would you say to your younger self?
Probably the same thing that you said, and I would add on to that, not put so much stock in what other people believe and think about me, because I think that in doing that, it's as though I mean, I talked about in a previous episode about carrying around baggage. It's one thing to carry around our own baggage in situations that we had from our younger years that were tough moments. But it's another when we start carrying around baggage that other people give us to carry.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
And I find that that's something that I would say, don't carry around what other people are trying to put on you. And that's something that I would do. Once someone said I was a nerd, then that is what I was. Once someone said I was corny, then, hey, I guess I'm corny. When someone said, oh, I don't know why you trying to do this. Yeah, I don't know why I'm trying to do that either. And that's not to say that I was this person who was weak-minded and just succumbed to what people said. But I think in having self-esteem issues and in wanting to be accepted and liked, that I didn't feel like I could do anything else but just carry what they're telling me.
I was gonna say, they used to call you a nerd. You didn't care. You still put your hand up.
Well, yeah.
So I'm like,
and that's the thing. Is that's what I mean. That doesn't mean I didn't. Yeah. So that's the thing. And I will say that's one thing that I will say I'm grateful for, is that regardless of when people would throw these labels on me, that I still always remain true to myself. But that didn't stop me from wanting to be accepted. That didn't stop me from wanting to have.
But look at all of them now.
Yeah.
You didn't want to be accepted by them.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. That's true.
Different,
that's true. That is so true. And I would say even just, I think something else I would tell my younger self is to take chances, take more chances. Because I think I did take chances. I did take chances, but I think take more chances. And the reason for taking more chances, and don't get me wrong, I'm grateful for where I am and all that I've accomplished in life. But I think in taking more chances, it would have given me an opportunity to just explore more. And not even just explore more. I always look at part of me feeling accomplished is not just what I've done for myself, but how I might have reached other people. So in exploring more and in taking more chances, there's a possibility that there may be someone out there who I could have reached.
but you're doing it now. I was gonna say,
Yeah.
you're making up for it now.
Yeah, that
So,
yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
just, and it all happens when it's supposed to happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, because it's
Mhm.
like, I know before I used to say I wanted to go and mentor like young girls, but I felt like I don't have the flashy car, I don't have this, they're not going to connect with me, they never understand me. But it's just like, no, show up.
Mhm.
Somebody is going to, want to be your mentor or,
Mhm.
your mentee. So just show up. You're
Mhm.
showing up now,
Yeah.
like doing this.
Yeah.
Because just like you said, some people don't want to come on the podcast and they BSing you or whatever. You're still doing it. And believe me, this is it's for you, but you are reaching people.
Mm.
So and you're growing. You've grown so much, Tanya.
I appreciate that. I mean, because the main thing is I'm hoping that I'm growing in a positive direction,
You are, and I love that you are more assertive. So no one's going to take advantage of Tanya. Especially at the gym.
Why do
You go back and forth with no, well, such and such and such. And I'm like, that is growth, because before you would just be, you would shut down. So you have grown.
Mhm.
You're
Mhm.
doing it.
Thank you so much. And you know what? I just want to just say thank you for being so honest. Uh, just with the entire episode, and even just with our struggle. I think all of us had that struggle of just being connected in a world that is just so loud, and that we want to sometimes just take a moment or two for ourselves. I think it's a reminder, and you've given us a reminder that while every message sometimes seems urgent, that our peace and the quality of our lives, that is what truly matters.
Yeah.
And so thank you so much for being my guest for part 2. Yes. And to everyone listening, if you didn't check out part 1, be sure to go back and look and listen to part 1 and take a page from Michelle's book, It's Okay to Hit Your People Meter, as she said. And it's okay to let a few messages go unchecked or unsniffed. It means that you're showing up for yourself, and you're showing up fully for the people who are right in front of you. So yes. So make sure to follow me on, at Tricks My Dog Taught Me on all social media platforms. And I'll be back next week with more lessons from the leash. And until next time, don't be afraid to let go. And maybe, just for today, leave the notification unread. And as my little guy, Zach, has taught me, messages, they can feel like a never-ending saga. And so don't stress about them. Just prioritize the ones that really scream for your attention. And I will see you next week when I discuss week 26's poem, Chosen. Until next time, take care.